Were there any performers, male or female, that got concerned about the extra pixels?
I mean, throughout the years, I've heard some stupid stuff said, but jokes or mean jokes about the divas. They even need more makeup and shit like that you'd expect
From other workers.
I remember that was a weird thing. Like we weren't told about that. I remember the night before I was rooming with Zach and Hornswoggle and Domino, Cliff Compton, and he was like, "Oh, I heard we have new sets tomorrow and this and that." And we walked in, we're like, "Oh shit, look at this!" And then everything's going HD. I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then shortly, either that day or shortly after, we had a meeting about okay, and they had examples. I remember they had a video sample for us to see, and Mr. Kennedy had put Tanner on moments before he was to wrestle. Whereas if anyone, we all tan and know how to use this stuff, it needs 6 hours to set in to really be on you. And if you do that, it's just gonna run. And they were zooming in on just gross black beads of Tanner dripping off his face and stuff, and they're like, let's not do this anymore because it looks like shit, as you can see. So a much needed meeting. But.
So they told you there was going to be a little more physical scrutiny because of the HD.
I guess, yeah. And I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the girls, I don't know how it used to be because I didn't really pay attention to what they do, but I think there was see the makeup lady when you can. Now it was a sign, everyone hits the makeup lady,
right.
And then I'm pretty sure that goes with along with announcers and things like that too. And it was it was scheduled and had to be done.
And keep those tits in the top now because
I don't see why though. It makes it more fun. I thought it was cool. Like I said before, theme music is a very important part of your presentation. And I always felt so, and I still think so today.
Do you like the song?
I did at one point. Now I'm kind of sick of hearing it.
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, walking out to it. But
Yeah.
did you at one time when you first got it play,
I liked
play
that
it
it
in
was
the car?
different. I liked that it was different. It had lyrics. Yeah, I'm sure it was my ringtone and marky-ass things like that at the
Looking at
time.
my notes.
Just because you're excited to be, I'm 21, 22, living my childhood dream, So all that kind of stuff is just surreal,
Did you work out to it?
Probably. I have a whole playlist of wrestling themes that I work out.
I was going to say,
from time to time, not every day.
All-time favorite wrestling theme?
Man, that is a tough call. Can we count ECW, which are real songs?
Yeah, sure.
Then probably Tommy Dreamer. Man in the Box, brother.
Right.
Gotta have the esteem building.
Yeah. What are you asked to do anything extra for the magazines, or are they just kind of culling interview clips and quotes on their own, or do you have to sit down with a reporter and do an interview?
It's a mixed bag. They do their own thing. They're not at every TV, but we'll kind of know if they're coming, and maybe someone will call you and say, "Hey, we're gonna have you do this thing this week, so be prepared." Things like that. And actually, it's unfortunate that there is no magazine anymore. Those people were cool as shit, and they had great ideas, and I thought they really made the real magazine was hip as could be. The kids one, didn't really pay much attention to it, but.
So you weren't contacted for any esteem building tips for the kids magazine?
I could have gave them some too, which is bullshit. But no, I mean I don't. The kids one I think was more hands off because it is just kiddie stuff. It's not they don't need interviews and real content,
We talked about music a little bit before, and you were sent to Dunn about the music. Is Johnston still doing your music at this time?
Yeah.
And do you get any input? Does he talk to you about it? Does he?
I've heard of guys you can call him. We didn't have to go that far because we brought samples to Kevin Dunn, so I guess he had the conversation for us. But I've heard of plenty of guys having phone conversations with him, and explaining to him, or this or that. And he's a genius. I mean,
I was going to say,
he's doing it for years.
So prolific,
Oh yeah.
What did you think of their non-wrestling related products, their movies?
Stupid. It's so stupid. The track record isn't so hot. Anytime they stray from the wrestling, it's a pile of dog shit. So here you go, same thing.
Do you have a favorite WWE produced film?
I got a funny story. So it's about this time, Mark Carano called us into his office, Zach and I, and he gave us these huge fucking packets. And we're like, what's this? And he's like, the script for Marine 2. They want you to read for it. You know, next week, before TV, you know, they got us like TV hotel and everything for the week and stuff. And like, there was like a, you know, hotel room set up within, they'd go down, everyone had certain times and stuff. And it was like me, Zach, Ms. Morrison, Cody, Teddy, and then Brad J, or Ryan Braddock, if you can even remember him. Yeah. So we were and maybe Mike Knox. It was like the weirdest crew. And so I'm looking at them like, okay, so this is Teddy's movie, clearly. Like everyone else has like long hair or like a faux hawk. Like this is stupid, you know? So, but I took it like really seriously. I was like, fuck it. You know, I wasn't sure what the money was going to be, but I was like, this could be, you know, something big. I was like, fuck. So I remember I went back, I rehearsed the lines with my roommate like every day that week. I went out and bought Marine 1, which I had never seen. I'm like, I'm going to watch this and study. I never watched this guy in the Saran wrap. To this day, I've never seen it. And like, I'm up for this role, and you'd think that would be enough to get me to watch it, and I still didn't watch it. So,
how'd the audition go?
I thought it was all right. I enjoyed it. It was, I remember it was nerve-wracking. It was cool and fun. And then I remember Zach coming at his going like, whoa, that did not go well, because he's not good in situations like that. He was just like too nervous.
How much time does Vince commit any time to these things, or is this
I heard he does.
Yeah,
I heard he like is thorough with the scripts and stuff. So I don't know. Their stories are so bad. Like the only one I have ever watched was out of respect. Another thing is they always give you it. Like it's always at TV. Like when you go and get stuff,
the DVD.
They always have it. Like to give it to you, because I think they want you to like, which is probably worse because people watch them like that movie sucked. Like they don't want people. They shouldn't want you to do that. But I watched Edges like out of respect. You know, I think he's talented. I'm like, there's no way. How could Adam be shitty in this? And I watched it, and he's great. Like his performance is great. It's just the story is so fucking awful and stupid. There's no way for this to be good. You know, so it's.
Did you ever see No Holds Barred?
Actually, that's one of those things like, you know, you watch it as a kid and you love it. And then I watched it like 2 or 3 years ago and I was like, holy shit, what a fucking piece of crap, you know? I heard Vince wrote that.
No, he just co-produced it, I think.
No, I heard he wrote it.
Oh, God.
Like he had like hands-on, like, yeah.
Okay, is there a formal meeting where you're told what has to change?
Yeah, what date did you have for that?
I have July 28th.
And what date was the bash?
Prior to this.
Because we had a meeting the day of the bash, the same day we won
So maybe
the
saying it
titles.
was coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
They set up the back of the NASA Coliseum. It's like this huge garagey type. It goes on forever. So they set up like 1 million chairs, and Vince gave like a meeting about it. And at the time, I didn't really think much of it. I guess because it was just, okay, PG, whatever, what is that, you know? So that was the day of the bash. And JBL and Cena have that really cool like street fight in that show, which was taped the night before. And then they just spill out and do the finish, like on the live crowd. And I remember watching in the back, and they do some like violent ass shit in that match, like with the car and like running each other over and like fire, maybe I want to say. And we're just sitting there watching the monitor in their back, and then like, they were doing something pretty violent, and Mark Henry looks around and goes, "Since when is murder PG?" You know, we're all trying to figure out the rules. You know, we don't know what the.
Are you told anything specific? No,
Probably.
this, no that.
No, not in that kind of detail. Just that this is the direction we're going. Was what the meeting was.
Okay. Why'd they do it?
I don't know. Sponsors is what I'm assuming. John Cena is like, you know, that kid-friendly, you know, face of the company, so why not?
Was it another world that you were watching completely, or did you feel that it was still in some way a commentary on your business?
I like the way I saw it. I was like a window into my future, and me doing indie shows and like rated R tights,
sitting here with
you
me.
know, rated R tights, and I still have long hair, and just like this scary window of what my future could be, you know. But I thought it was, for a movie, I thought it was really authentic, and they did a fantastic job.
What was the reaction all around, from veteran guys, from younger guys? Was there disparity in opinion based on
I know people went and saw it, and like I had like a bootleg copy someone gave me, so I'd pass that around and stuff, and people enjoyed it. And typical WWE, like we were saying before, like we had to create a website and not be Facebook. They tried to ignore the popularity of it forever, and they finally gave in a couple months later and did the Mania stuff. But that was already like they already missed all the buzz.
Did you ever hear what Vince thought of the movie?
I have no idea. No, I don't know. You think he's ever sat down and watched it?
Let's call him.
I always wonder about stuff like that. Like, when does Vince McMahon have time to sit down and watch the fucking wrestling?
I would doubt that.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
so
he's busy making films like The Marine 2.
Could have been starring Curt Hawkins. They missed the boat.
Alternate football leagues to the NFL.